History of 7 Killings, Disc 5.
Ambush in the Night, December 3rd, 1976.
Nina Burgess. You can't really know how it feels, just knowing deep down that in a few minutes, these men will rape you. God take you make fool, this Cassandra from Greek mythology and history class, who nobody listens to, who can't even hear herself. The men haven't touched you yet, but you've already blamed yourself. You stupid, naive little bitch. This is how man in uniform rape a woman. When you still think they are there to take your cat out of a tree, like this is a Dick and Dora story. The first thing you realize is how fucked up this is. That word, wait. And now that you're waiting, all you can think is how the hell did you trip and fall and land under some man? They haven't raped you yet, but you know they're going to. The threat of it in the third time you catch one of them looking through the rearview mirror without smiling or laughing, and his hand adjusting his crotch like he's playing with, not fixing himself. It's the slowness that gets you. The feeling that there is still time to do something, to get out, to run, to close your eyes and think of Treasure Beach. You have all the time in the world. Because when this happens, it's your fault. Why didn't you get out? Why didn't you leave? The policeman hears my mind and stomps the gas, raising the stakes. Why don't you get out? Why don't you leave? If you open the door and jump out, just grab your knees and roll until you stop. Then just run to the right, into the bush, over somebody's fence. Yes, you'll probably have broken something, but adrenaline can get you far, very far. I also learned that in class. I might bruise a shoulder, I might break a wrist. The policeman drives through his 4th stoplight. Is kill you want kill we? The other one says and laughs. I heard a story about a woman who went to the police to report a rape, but they didn't believe her, so they raped her again. You are afraid, and you can smell your sweat. And you hope sweat doesn't mean that they think you were digging it. You cut your nails only 2 days ago because this glamour business is damn expensive. And now, because you have no nails to scratch the sons of bitches, you hope that no scratch doesn't mean you were digging it. But more than anything else, the one thing that makes you blame and judge yourself and acquit them even before this reaches a court of men who probably discipline their wives with a punch before leaving for court, is that you don't have any panties on. Not only are you the slut your mother talked about, but even she will look at you with that, you got what you were looking for, look. And I'm thinking, oh really? Well, who told you to be a woman when 3 gunmen came calling? Your rape is your fault too. After a while you realize you're shaking not from fear, but from fury. I take off my right heel, the one that's still there, and grab the shoe tight. As soon as they open the door, one of those bastards will never see out of one eye again. I don't care which. He can kick me, shoot me, rape me in the ass. He's going to have to live with knowing that this pussy he had to pay for. I can't imagine anything worse than waiting for a rape. If you had time to wait on it, you must have had time to stop it. If you're not for sale, don't advertise, my high school principal is saying at this very moment. You're already thinking past the rape, to the longer dresses you will buy. The stocking that will reach just above the knee and make you look old. Dresses with frilly collars like I'm in the opening credits for Little House on the fucking Prairie. I'll stop processing my hair and shaving my legs and armpits. Stop wearing lipstick. Go back to shoes with no heels and marry a man from Swallowfield Church who is willing to be patient with me. A dark man who will balance everything against my giving him light-skinned children and still think he got himself a bargain. You want to scream, stop the fucking car and take the fucking pussy and be done with it. Because that sounds tough. like it's almost tough enough to scare them a little bit. But you know words like that could never come from a mouth like yours. It's not that you have the decency, not a ras. It's that you don't have the nerve. And that just makes you hate these goddamn police even more, the way they treat you like a bird to their cat. Maybe this is like a man digging his own grave, seeing the end already and just waiting on the middle, the thing that's supposed to happen. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I'm definitely saying fuck way too much. Any more cussing, and I might as well call myself Kim Marie Burgess. She should be the one in this car right now, she in her free-loving ways. No, that is a wicked thing to think. Except me can't stop thinking it. Nobody deserves this, but she deserves it more than me. They were supposed to turn left, heading to Havendale. Instead, they turned right, heading to downtown, claiming it's a shortcut. Two of them. One of them saying he never seen nothing like that yet. Prime Minister calling election in just 2 weeks. Sound like some Samfi business, he says. But that shouldn't mean nothing to you. You're a long-time socialist, says the other one. Who you a call blood clot socialist? Better you did call me Coolie or Rasta. And you, sweet sugar dumpling, you like socialist or Rasta? Says the other one. Oi, you in the back seat like Coolie Duppy. I want to say, sorry, I'm too busy thinking about how women in 1976 either get herself fucked or fucked over by a man. But instead I say, excuse me, Rasta socialist, we waiting on your answer. How much longer is this shortcut? Longer if you don't cool yourself and act right. And what the blood clot? How many times if I tell you me no like no bumble clot cigarette ash pan my uniform? Then brush it off. To rasclat. Stop the car then. Engine need a break anyway. So they stopped the car. I don't bother to say I need to get home. I know what they are thinking. Any woman walking with one shoe on Hope Road after midnight couldn't possibly need to get anywhere. Maybe this election was called a little too quick. Maybe communism isn't so bad. I hear there is no such thing as a sick Cuban or a Cuban with bad teeth. And maybe it's a sign that we're getting sophisticated or something, that every now and then the news is read in Spanish. I don't know. I don't know anything except that even I am getting bored waiting on these police to leave me in a ditch somewhere. I wish I was afraid. A part of me knows that I'm supposed to be afraid and wishes it. After all, what does it say about the kind of woman I am if I'm not? They are both leaning on the car, blocking my door. I could get out on the other side right now and run, but I don't. Maybe they are not going to rape me. Maybe they are going to do something, and that thing, good or bad, maybe even good, sure beats the nothing that I have been doing all day and all night. This is morning, though. This is his fault. His security guard's fault. This whole goddamn peace concert's fault. The country, God, whatever beyond God. God damn, I wish they would get over with it already. Starsky and Hutch wicked last night. That episode topped the chart. So Starsky get injected with this secret poison, right? And the brother have only 24 hours to find who inject him before him kaput. And me never know who is Starsky and who is Hutch. And why them have to be so touchy so, like sodomite. Man, everything for you is Batman this, sodomite that. Man even have one woman you think is 'cause him a Batman. A big time show that. But me still don't know how that car can jump so high and so far. You want we to try it out? And kill the sweet thing in the back? Hearing them mention me, I ask, we going to Havendale, or should I get out and continue walking? Ha! You know where you're there? Kingston is Kingston. Who tell you that you in Kingston? So, sweet cheeks, which one are we cuter? Me or my brethren, eh? Which one are we gonna be your boyfriend? If you're going rape me already and leave me in whichever ditch you leave, woman. Just stop boring me with your rasclap mouth. The cigarette falls out of the policeman's mouth. They look at each other, but don't say nothing for a long time. So long that I can't even count it. More than minutes. More than 5 minutes. They're not just quiet with me, but with each other. Like what I said took away anything they would want to say to each other or to me. I don't say sorry. After all, what was a woman to think when 2 strange men drive her to some place she doesn't know and didn't ask to go? At midnight, where all she can do is hope that when she screams, the dark don't suck it out. They take me home. The one who was smoking says, next time, if it's rape you're looking for, tell we early so we can drive off and leave you where we find you. They drive off. That was 4 hours ago and I still can't sleep. I'm in bed, still in the clothes I've been wearing all day, ignoring that my feet still burn and the dirt is soiling the bed sheets. I'm hungry, but I don't move. I want to scratch my feet, but I don't move. I want to piss, to shower, to wash off a day that is already gone, but I don't move. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday morning, and that was just grapefruit cut in half and drenched in syrup and sugar, exactly the way my mother told me would lead to early diabetes. My mother is so afraid of trouble that trouble sticks to her clothes just because he never gets tired of proving a point. Tomorrow is the peace concert and all it will take is one shot. Just one shot, even a warning shot in the air for all hell to break loose. Earlier this year at the stadium, rain started to drizzle and the spectators panicked. It only took 15 minutes to kill 11 people, stomped to death. Nobody is going to take a shot at him. Nobody would dare. But they don't have to. Hell, if I knew that such a big PNP thing was going to happen in little over 12 hours, I would take out my gun too. This country has been swinging into anarchy for so long that the whole thing is going to be an anticlimax. I don't even sound like myself saying that. Jesus Christ, I sound like Kimmy, or her other boyfriend, the communist, not the Rasta. JLP goons are gonna drive down on the park, just a small section, maybe by the Marcus Garvey Monument, and shoot somebody. They only need to shoot one. They'll get away, but the crowd will burn down half of Kingston. Copenhagen City will put up a fight, but the crowd will be too huge then. When they step, I'll feel the tremor from all the way up in Havendale. They will burn Copenhagen City down to the ground, killing them all. And people from Copenhagen City will burn down the 8 lanes, killing them all. And a big tidal wave will rise up from the harbor and wash all those bodies and all that blood and all the music and all that ghetto bullshit out to sea. And maybe, just maybe, finally my mother can stop wrapping up her body like a mummy just to keep nasty men out of her vagina and keep sane and sleep in peace.
Papa Low. One more thing, ostentatious gentlemen. Never turn your back on a white boy. After a hot night with no moon, all you can think of is that something out to betray you. Maybe God, maybe man. But never turn your back on a white boy. Turn your back on a white boy who drink your mannish water and blush red from the spice, and he go back to America and write about how the natives gave him goat's head soup to drink, and the flavor come from blood. Turn your back on a white boy when he say he come to the ghetto to look for the rhythm, and he go back to England with your 45s and him get rich while you stay poor. Turn your back on a white boy, and he will say that is he that shot the sheriff, ain't it? And make you the deputy, then go on stage and say the black wogs and coons and Arabs and fucking Jamaicans and fucking blah 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 don't belong here. We don't want them here. This is England. This is a white country. Because he think nigger boy never going to read the melody maker. The singer learned this in peculiar fashion only a few weeks ago at the Hope Road House when he rehearsing for the peace concert. This was only a few weeks ago, maybe just 2. The singer and the band rehearsing from early morning right into the night. Judy just go call him aside to tell him that line he's singing on the heavy manners is a slogan for the PNP, and if he sing it, that will mean he's siding with the PNP, which too many people already suspect. They're running through the song again when there is the white boy. He just appear out of nowhere like magic trick. Poof! "Now where you come from, boss?" said the drummer. "Outside." "You with Chris?" "No." "You the boy from Rolling Stone?" "No." "Melody Maker?" "No." "New Music Express?" "No." "Old Master Plantation?" "Huh?" "No." "Keith Richards send you with weed?" "That man get better weed than anybody in Jamdown?" "No." The singer got to find out who this white boy be that just show up in the studio. Not even out in the grounds where white people usually swarm like ants. Usually with long hair and imitation dread and sunglasses and tie-dye t-shirts and saying, "You reggae dudes are far out, man. Got any ganja?" But this white man didn't dress like he running from something or looking for something else. The singer got to demand a name, but the band didn't wait, and he go right back into rehearsal. The white boy fan away ganja smoke like it be a swarm of mosquito. He looked like he was holding his breath. Every now and then he nod to the beat, but behind the beat, like most white people. He looked like he was waiting for everybody to finish. The band ignore him, but when they finish the song, the man gone. About that time, the singer got to the kitchen like he always do, to get himself an orange or a grapefruit, and there, like he waiting, is the white boy. He look up, but not at the singer, and ask, "What's a crazy bald head?" Before he get an answer, he start to sing it. Them crazy, like he have to feel the words to know the words. You heard that stuff Eric Clapton said about you some months ago? Real piece of work, that man. So he gets on stage and says, "Keep Britain white. Chase all the wogs out and all the Arabs and all the fucking Jamaicans." Can you believe that? He actually said all the fucking Jamaicans. Wow. Didn't he cover a song of yours? Just goes to show that you never know who your friends are, huh? The singer tell him that he always know exactly who his friend and who his enemy. But the white boy continue like he talking to himself. 2 of the band come into the kitchen, and them stunned too that the man appear again like magic. "Yo, brethren, look like the tour bus leave you?" one of them say. But he didn't smile. He didn't even do that out of breath laugh that white people do when they don't know for sure if you make a joke. God. You know what's God's problem? The man say. I mean Jehovah, Jesus, Yahweh, Allah, Jah, whatever bullshit you want to call him. Don't blaspheme against his imperial majesty. But the thing about God is that he needs the fame, you know. Fine, the attention, the notice, the recognition. He said it himself, in all your ways acknowledge me. If you stop paying attention or call his name out, he kind of ceases to exist. Brethren. Now the devil, he doesn't need acknowledgement. In fact, the more hush-hush, the better. Boss man, what you? Meaning he doesn't need to be name-checked, identified, or even remembered. The way I see it, the devil could be anyone around you. Yow, the last tour bus leaves, so you're gonna have to find a taxi. No, I can get around. But we're rehearsing and... Hold on. But no tour bus come here today. Where the fuck you come from? All this time the singer saying nothing. Is the bandit asking questions? The man walking around the kitchen, looking out the window at the stove, and pick up a grapefruit. He examined it, throw it up in the air 2 times, then put it back down. So what's this crazy baldhead about? Brethren, crazy baldhead is about crazy baldhead. If the man have to explain him song, him with a right explanation, not song. Touche. What? And Congo bongo I, natty dread Congo bongo I. I mean, I get I shot the sheriff. That's a metaphor, right? Ism and schism. What I want to know is, what happened to the man who sung sweet little songs like Stir It Up? Is it because the other 2 left you? What happened to the love everybody vibes? Burning and looting? Is that like dancing in the street? You know, angry nigger music? Black man who live in Jamaica all him life don't see much trouble in the word nigger. Black man who come from America is a different story. One man say, what the fuck? But it trail off into a mumble. It says something that the white boy strut like peacock in what is not him territory without muscle or gun, like he still own it. Like of course nobody going touch him, he's a white boy. I know things. I know this come from slavery. Jamaicans love to talk about how there was the most rebellious niggers in the world, but truth be, that slave master would go off in the forest with 6 or 12 man slave, some of who he whipped only a few days before, and not one nigger do a damn thing. New album looks like it's heading to #1 with a bullet. You're all booked out. Sweden, Germany, Hammersmith, Odeon, New York City. You listen to American radio at all? I mean, I personally got nothing against black people, you know, Jimi Hendrix, right? But you know what? Jimmy's dead. And rock and roll right now is rock and roll. Deep Purple, Backbend Turner Overdrive, Brain Salad Surgery. They don't need anybody coming on masquerading, pretending to be rock stars. My Boy Lollipop. That was a good song, good beat. That's what I like. She went in, got herself a hit, then got out. You make my heart giddy up. By now, the man stepping back, 'cause he see they circling him. But he don't look nervous. He only talking all over the place and nobody understand him. The singer say nothing. America, we're in a tough time, really tough time. We have to pull things together. Last thing we need is a rabble-rouser setting off the wrong element. Rock and roll is rock and roll, and it has its fans. It doesn't need... Look, I'm trying to tell you people this nicely, but rock, well, rock is for real Americans. And you all need to stop trying to cultivate an audience. Mainstream America doesn't need your kind of message, so think real hard about these tours. Maybe you should stick to the coasts. Stop trying to reach mainstream America. He said a point over and over, from one direction then the next, with new words and the same words, until he figured they get him point. But as usual, white boy think black man stupid. Them get the message from he come through the door. Stop mess with white people. The man don't look at nobody while the message sink in, but he wait for it to sink. He says something about not wanting to come back here again. Then he says something about all these performance visas sitting on some overworked embassy clerk's desk. The singer said nothing. My Boy Lollipop, now there's a song, he say, and leave through the kitchen door. The room stay quiet for a minute, until somebody shout about the bumper-clot white boy and follow him through the door. But outside, he vanish. Poof! Some people take that as visitation from the devil himself. But this is December 1976, and if Rasta don't work for the CIA, then somebody else do. I ask how the guards let the man in, but them tell me that he just walked past them like he have bigger business than they could overstand. Is not that? Me know, and the singer know. Nobody going to bid a man with skin like we to touch a man with skin like that. The singer's suspicious of everybody from that point, even me, I think. My name mixed with the JLP, and everybody already think that is the JLP that worked for the CIA, especially when a shipment of don't call them guns just vanished from the wharf. Poof! But this white boy didn't warn or threaten him to quit the peace concert. And as for the others, who call the phone with heavy breathing, or send telegram, or leave note with the guard, or fire shot in the air, then they ride past the house on their bikes, the singer don't afraid of nobody who afraid to show him face. But he don't say what I also afraid to say. That this all come back to me. Me the baddest man in Copenhagen city. But badness don't mean nothing anymore. Bad can't compete against scheming. Bad can't compete against wicked. I see and I watch them putting me out to pasture. Because politics is a new game now and take a different kind of man to play it. Politician come in the late night to talk to Josie Wales, not me. I know Josie Wales. I was there in 1966 when they take a big chunk out of Josie's soul. But only he know what he put there in its place. As for other people, the white boy from America and the white boy in Jamaica, who not white but an Arab, who fuck English blonde to make their children full free, now they too sending threat to the singer. All this because Natty want to sing hit songs and speak in mind. Even now, nobody know where the white boy come from and nobody see him again, not at the embassy, or the Mayfair, or the Jamaica Club, or the Ligani Club, or the Polo Club, or wherever foreign white mixed with local white. Maybe he don't even live here, just flying for that one mission. Since then, they double the guard at the gate. But one day, them guards get replaced by the Echo Squad. Any squad better than the police, but I don't trust no squad from the PNP. A man who know him have enemy must be on guard at all times. A man who know him have enemy must sleep with one eye open. But when a man have too many enemies, he soon flatten them all down to one level, forget how to tell them apart, and start to think every enemy is the same enemy. The singer don't think about the white boy much, but I think about him all the time. I ask him what the white boy look like, and he draw a blank. Like a white boy, him say.
Josie Wales. Even on a night so hot, near morning now, even with a curfew on because this bogus government can't control shit, across the road from the singer house, you have a whore working Hope Road. Maybe it's not even a whore. Maybe it's just another lost woman, plenty of that in Kingston, who think the singer has something she looking for all her life. I tell you, if birth control is a plot to kill black people, then the singer must be the plot to breed them back. Even respectable parents from Irish Town, August Town, or whichever rich people town now sending down daughter to consort with a Rasta man and breed a rich baby. But this one, the one I see from when I turn on to Hope Road to pick up Bam Bam, just stands still like a scarecrow, like she not selling nothing. Maybe she was a ghost. Something tempt me to walk over and ask, "So how much for you, and is that the curfew special?" But Bam Bam was with me, and I don't like having him in my car as it is. Stay with him too long and he start to ask questions, like if I did know his father and his whose Clark's shoes that he find in that house he live in. Plus, playing pretty word game is Weeper's thing, not mine. Weeper is with me. Just as was about to drive off, I realized I was about to send this loose cannon to pop off in my Datsun and shout after him to wait for me. I still let him drive. We drive back to Copenhagen City, right past Papalo's house with him sitting outside like Uncle Remus. Sooner or later, he going to want to talk to me about things, which is usually him going on and on about nothing at all. That man is not the same man since he started to think. Me in the house for 2 hours now, maybe 3. Something tell me that nobody is sleeping this night. I don't like it. Weeper think everything cool. I don't like working with Pickney, but Weeper think everything fine. Then again, Weeper is kind of a Pickney too. Right now he high and fucking some girl from Lady Pink in my car. Yes, the man have me swing round the club to pick her up after we locked those boys in the train shock. That same slow-brained girl named Lurlette, who rumor have it was the only girl at Ardennes High School to get enrolled and expelled on her first day. Don't ask how I know, of course Weeper tell me. I tell him that there was no way you're taking that whoring girl up in the same house I raised my children. He say, "Brethren, me no have problem with car." So now I'm by the window listening to my Datsun creak. I should be asleep. If I don't sleep, I'm going to be sleepy tomorrow, and bad man can't afford to be sleepy, especially tomorrow. Between Weeper fucking in my car and Peter Nasser going on like a pussy hole to show off to him skinny wife, too much trouble going on in my head for me to sleep. I should shout out the window for Weeper to stop him fucking coming and come. But that would turn me into his big brother, or father, or worse, his mother. And that pussy hole Peter Nasser. If there's one thing I can't stand, is when a man think he hot enough already. Think he know everything just because when he talk, certain people in the party listen. But I never join any party. He strut into the ghetto, chucking badness because he have no fear of me. I don't want politicians to be afraid. I just want them to recognize that I not playing. The girl in the car screaming out for him to, "Go in it, nah baby, yeah, fuck me, nah, work the pussy nah, like you're a mashed potato." This is not going to be the second time in one night that I have to listen to another man fuck. I step away from the window. Nobody have to touch a man to hurt a man. All these white people who think they can spend time sinning with the devil, and then when the time come, slip away without a mark. I remember when Peter Nasser first come to the ghetto wearing shades so that nobody could tell what was going on in the eyes. How he almost chat as bad as nigger, but still sound like he do schooling in America. Still, you can never trust a man who look at everybody as replaceable, from wife to gunman enforcer. He already contact Weeper and Tony Pavarotti about replacing me when things get too big, or too heavy, or too sophisticated for a man who didn't go to secondary school. This is his constituency, and he have the vote and a local woman to prove it. But he's starting to confuse representing people with owning them, and soon even he gonna need a reckoning. Not by me, but by somebody. People like me don't need secondary school because we graduate already. Before a man like Peter Nasser start to visit us late in the night with a car trunk full of gun. Before a man like Peter Nasser realized that it's better for him that Copenhagen City and the 8 lanes keep warring than make peace. Make them both burn down in judgment is what I say. By then the house in Miami finish build and man like Peter Nasser start to choke on him own growth. Fucking Weeper. At least you're not sending more letter to that damn man in prison. You're not telling me who, but I'll soon find out. And when I do... Well, that was a wheel and come and tumble down. Whew! You want a rag to clean up? Nah, brethren, everything evaporate, he say, rubbing his smash-up glasses and squinting. Evaporate. What? How the girl getting home? Her foot sick? You is the dawn of all dawns, Weeper. No, star, that is you. You so done, them should call you Donovan. Donovan. Know that me say? Anyway, me did think you was gone sleep. Instead, you up and whining like godmother. Don't make no damn sense sleeping now. Too many things to keep me up. No damn thing to keep you awake. Keep this up and you'll soon become like the old man we just drive past sitting on him veranda like house rat. You know why I'm not going to sleep? Something don't sit right about those boys. The boys can aim a gun and pull the trigger. Stop being the mother. I tell you, I don't like working with so much man I can't trust. You recruit them? No, I recruit them and wait for you to nod yes or no. You're the one that picked nothing but boy. I tell you, it's no problem to link up Tech 9 to Telegram Chinaman in New York. No, man. Bullman, Tony Pavarotti, Johnny... No, man. Stop chat like a fucking idiot. You can't control them, man. Give them the chance. Fucking half would run away when the time come. The other half try to kill you. And you're supposed to be the thinker of Copenhagen City? You can't control man. You never go to prison yet. You still don't know how to run man. We need boy who when I point left, they go left. And who when I point right, they go right. Boy, just do it. Man spend too much time thinking about, just like you are doing right now. You turn a boy, and you work a boy, and you drag a boy until the only thing that fucker want to do is anything you say. Learn that in prison too? You think I don't know about the type of boy you're talking about? That kind of boy you can only use one time, you hear? One time and then finish. Who say we're gonna use them twice? How? Bam Bam is your boy now? Me no have no rasclat boy. Make them stew in the shack. Make them sweat it out. Make them crawl in a corner and cry for some white. Yo, when me reach back. You want gunman or zombie? Make them boys stay. Make them cook. By the time we go back, them boy gon' shoot God. Don't blood clot blaspheme in me fucking house, weeper. Or God will come down upon me with lightning and thunder. Or me take this bumbleclot gun and shoot you myself. Oh, brethren, just cool now. Is joke me a joke? Them blood clot joke no funny. Brethren, put down the gun. Is me this, is weeper. Brethren, me no like when people put gun pon me, you know, even when them a make joke. Me look like me a make joke. Josie. No, tell me. Tell me one fucking joke you ever hear me make. Brethren, alright. No more God business in your house. Just cool, man. Don't bring none of that monkey man bullshit in my house. Yes, Josie, alright, brethren, alright. And don't think I won't shoot you and do this myself. Yes, brethren. Now go sit down and relax yourself. Me would I say go to sleep, but me and you know that you're not sleeping for at least 3 days. So cease and settle. You look you need to settle too. Settle! Weeper fling himself on the couch and was about to put up him foot until he see my face. He take off his shoes, put his glasses on the side table, and then stretch out. He is quiet for a long time. I rub the gun in my hands. Then he start to giggle like a little girl. Then he giggle more and more. Soon he is laughing out loud. What the fuck you take make joke now? Then must you know, you is the fucking joke. I rub the gun in my hands, slipping the index finger behind the trigger. You ever notice how bad you chat when your temperature heat up? The hotter you get, the worse you chat. I should draw out your tongue some more, just to find the Jersey Wells me grow up with. He laughed for so long that I start laughing too, even though me and Weeper never grow up together. He rolled over into the sofa, back now to me, and pants slipping down showing his red brief. Every time he fuck a woman, I hope that this is the woman that fix him. Because some disease lick him in prison, something that make him not normal. Then just like that, he starts snoring, like somebody out of a TV comedy. That son of a bitch who's sleeping on my own damn couch called me a fucking idiot. Weeper mad as fuck, but everything he say tonight make a crazy sort of sense. This is a messy job. The real work come with the cleanup. Can't bring in a man like Tony Pavarotti. Man with those skills rare, and you have to use them again and again. Some tool make for repeated use, and some tool you use once, then destroy.
Barry DeFlorio. 7:15. We've been stuck behind a Ford Escort farting black smoke for 10 minutes. This car is going nowhere, and my oldest son Timmy is humming what sounds like Layla, I swear to God. He's in the front seat singing and mediating an all-out world war between Superman and Batman because the wife told him he could play with his toys all the way up to the school gate, but then he would have to leave them in the car. Jesus H. Christ. Third world traffic jams are the worst. All these cars and no goddamn road. Daddy, what's goddamn? My youngest Aiden says from the back, the first time I realized that I've been thinking out loud. Read your book, honey, I say. I mean, buddy. Or would you rather little man? Now I'm just perplexing the kid. Asserting your masculinity shouldn't seem so complicated at 4. We're in Barbican, a roundabout there for no reason, it seems, other than to direct traffic to a supermarket with the unfortunate name Masters. The roads are congested with rich people taking their kids to school, quite a few of them heading in my direction to the Hillel Academy. I make a left turn and pass women selling bananas and mangoes, out of season, and men selling sugar cane, and weed, if you know how to ask. Not that I ever ask for it. You have to get to the point where you know how the country works better than the people who live here. Then you leave. The company suggested I read a book from V.S. Naipaul before coming here, The Middle Passage. It amazed me how he could land in some country, be there for mere days, and nail exactly what was wrong with it. I went to that beach he wrote about, Frenchman's Cove, expecting lazy white women and men in sunglasses and Bermuda shorts, attended to by cabana boys. But even the cove got hit by a wave of democratic socialism. We turn right. Traffic disappears, and we're going uphill, past huge 2- and 3-story houses, quite a few of them closed up, not in a left-for-the-day way with a few windows open, but as if the owners have all gotten the fuck out of Dodge, probably waiting out the election elsewhere. Hillel is right at the foot of the mountains. Sooner or later, the wife is going to ask again, why do we live all the way down in New Kingston when our children go to school all the way up in the mountains? She has a point, but it's too damn early for her to be right. My oldest jumps out of the door the instant the car stops at the gate. At first I'm thinking, of course, my car's not cool enough, but then it hits me. He almost makes it through the gate. Timothy DeFlorio, you stop right there. Busted, and he knows it. Here it comes, his "you mean me" face. What happened, Daddy? Batman. He's really lonely here on this seat. Where did Superman go? Maybe he fell. Hand it over, little man, or I'll walk you to your classroom myself, and I'll hold your hand the entire way. That did it, the fate worse than death. He looks at his younger brother, who, God bless him, still thinks his pop holding his hand is the greatest idea in the world. Timmy throws Superman in the car. Babylon business, this. Hey. I'm sorry, Dad. Your mom's in the car, too. Sorry, Mom. Can I go now? I wave him off. Have a great Christmas party, honey. The scowl on his face is worth the whole trip. She harumphs round the back. Mrs. DeFlorio. I thought she would have said something by now, but she was transfixed by some article in Vogue Patterns, some shit that she'll bring to her crocheting circle so she can add a new collar to the red dress she loves wearing so much. I'm being cruel. It's a book club, not a crocheting circle. Except I never see her with a book. She doesn't bother to come up to the front seat. Instead, she says, Maybe they'll have a Santa with red cartridge paper on his head and a pillowcase full of cheap candy. And he'll just say, "No problem, Mon," instead of "Ho, ho, ho." Well, take a look at Daddy's little bigot. Don't give me that shit, Barry. I have more black friends than you. Don't know if Nellie Matar would like to know that you call her black behind her back. You're missing the point. Last Christmas was supposed to be the last Christmas we spend in a foreign country. Good Lord. Here I thought I had stashed away this broken record. I promised Mom we would be in Vermont for Christmas. No, you didn't. Come off it, Claire. And you forget that your mom likes me a whole lot more than she likes you. You bastard. Why would you say something like that? What is it with you women? You just never know, do you? Ever occur to you that nagging on and on about a point might not be the best way to make it? Oh, I'm sorry. You must be mistaking me for your Stepford wife. Maybe we can swing back to the house and pick her up. Well, we're headed that way. Screw you, Barry. I think of at least 10 ways to respond to this, including mentioning that we had sex only last night. Maybe it would diffuse her. Or maybe she would accuse me of patronizing or changing the subject. Mind you, she doesn't have a fucking subject. It's December 3rd, and I have way too much to think about right now for this woman to be coming at me again and again. Every response I can think of I've said over a dozen times, so I shut up. I already know where this will fucking lead. In silence, we drive all the way down to the intersection of Lady Musgrave Road and Hope Road. At the stoplight, she gets out and jumps into the front seat. I turn left. What's Aiden doing? Nodding off between 2 pages of the Lorax. Oh. Well? Well, what? I'm driving, honey. You know, Barry, men like you ask a lot of their wives, a whole lot. And we do it. You know why we do it? Because you've convinced us that it's temporary. We even go along when temporary means every 2 years we have to find new friends just so we don't die of boredom. We even go along with the poor way of raising children, uprooting them for no reason, just at the point when they finally build connections. Connections, huh? Let me finish. Yes, connections you never had disrupted when you were a kid. What are you talking about? My dad moved us all the time. Well, no wonder you have no idea what a friend is. I guess I should just be happy that we're in an English-speaking country for a change. For a while, I couldn't understand my own son. She can go on and on about the marriage or the kids or the job or Ecuador or this fucking country, and I wouldn't care. It's stuff like this that pisses me off. Makes me really fucking hate her. Because you promised an end. You promised us something at the end of it that would be worth it, even if it means more time for your family. But you know what you are, Barry? You're a liar. Just a big liar to your wife and your children, all for a job that who knows what you do. You're probably not even good at it, since you never seem to get a good desk. You're just such a fucking liar. Please, enough. Enough? Lay off. I've had enough, Claire. Enough what? Or you'll what, Barry? Sign us up for more years? In where? Angola this time? Maybe the Balkans? Morocco? I swear to God, if we go to Morocco, I'll sunbathe topless. Enough, Claire. Enough or what? Enough or I'll shove this fucking fist between your 2 fucking eyes so fast that it'll burst through the back of your fucking skull and shatter this fucking glass. She sits there like she's not looking at me, but not staring out at the road either. It doesn't happen often. A reminder that maybe your husband is killed for a living, so all bets are off. I could leave her like this. At least it would give me some fucking peace. This is punching below the belt, tapping into the fear that every company wife has for her husband. If I were a wife-beater, she would be suffering in silence for the rest of her life, and not even her fucking father would care. But then not only would she be afraid of me, but she would teach that fear to my kids. Then I'll become just like the others, like Louis Johnson, who I hear actually does hit his wife. I give her an in to come back out on top. Sunbathe topless my ass. That just makes you a wasp chick that sucks dick. Catnip for the fucking Moroccans. Wonderful. Now you're whoring out your own wife. Well, you do have that sexy new haircut, I say, but she's gone off. Nothing gets her going more than the sense that she is being ignored. I can hear her volume increase. I'm tempted to say you're welcome. Instead, I turn around and see it, just popping out of nowhere. His house. I drive past this house all the time, and yet I don't think I have ever looked at it. It's one of those houses that must tell you that it's had a long past. I heard that Lady Musgrave Road happened because she was so horrified that a black man had built a mansion on her route that she had her own road built. Racism here is sour and sticky, but it goes down so smooth that you're tempted to be racist with a Jamaican just to see if they would even get it. But the singer's house is just standing there. You giving him a lift somewhere? What? Who? We've been idling at his house for over a minute now. What are you waiting for, Barry? I don't know what you're talking about. And how do you know whose house this is? Every now and then I climb out from under that rock where you put me. Didn't think you'd care for someone so wild, so unkempt. Christ, you really are my mother. I quite like wild and unkempt. He's like Byron. Byron's a... Stop treating me like I'm a goddamn idiot, Claire. Wild and unkempt. He's like a black lion. Wish I had some wildness. Instead I got Yale. Nellie thinks he wears leather pants really well. Really well. Trying to make me jealous, sweetheart? It's been a while. Honey, I've not tried to make you anything in 4 years. Come to think of it, Nellie did say there was a reception for the peace concert tonight, and she... Don't fucking go over there tonight. What? Why wouldn't I? I don't take orders from... Wait a minute. What did you say? Don't go over there. No, you said don't go over there tonight. You're up to something, Barry DeFlorio. I said I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't asking a question. As for the part where you get all spooky again to make me mind my own business, let me save you the trouble by not caring. Barry... What? What now, Claire? What the fuck now? You missed the left turn for the hairdresser. My wife thinks she's the only one who wants to go home. I want that too. I want it so fucking bad I can taste it. The difference is I already know that there's no place we can go back to. No home in that sense anymore. Neither of us remembers that little Aiden is still in the car.
Alex Pierce. The weird thing is, you try to sleep. You try so hard that you realize soon enough that you're actually working at falling asleep and will never really fall asleep because then it's not sleep anymore, it's work. Pretty soon, you need a break from work. I open the slide door and let traffic in. The problem with New Kingston is that reggae is too far away. I never had this problem when I stayed downtown where music, some jam session or some concert always bubbled up. But damn, brother, this is 1976, almost 1977. People from the embassy who I don't even know started telling me to not go below Crossroads after a certain time. People who've lived here for 5 years and yet still sweat before noon. You can't trust somebody who tells you how much they loved your column about the Moody Blues. I've never written any column about the Moody fucking Blues. And even if I did, it would never be something some asshole getting fucked by the man would like. Couldn't sleep, so I put my jeans and t-shirt on and went downstairs. I need to blow this joint. The woman at the front desk was snoring, so I slipped by before she gave the customary heads up to all white people leaving locked doors at night. Outside, the heat is fucking dancing around me. The curfew is still on, so all you get is the feeling that trouble might want to hang out, but no real trouble at all. Here's the skinny on the rest of the night. I see a taxi driver reading the Star in his car parked in the parking lot, and ask if he could take me to somewhere that's still jumping. He looks at me like he sort of knew the type, but maybe the jeans were too tight, hair too long, or legs too skinny. And I wasn't some fat fucker in a Jamaican Me Crazy t-shirt who came down here to ball with his little dick. I think Mayfair Hotel. Lock up, partner, taxi driver says, and I don't blame him. Wasn't thinking of somewhere white folks go to run away from the black folks, buddy. Hook me up with some real action. He looks at me good and even folds the newspaper. I'd be a liar if I said this isn't one of the greatest feelings in the world, when the normally unflappable Jamaican just got his ass flapped. He looks at me like it's the first time he's seeing me tonight. Of course, this is the point where 99.9% of Americans fuck it up by getting too excited that a jam downer thinks they're cool without passing the "can you bubble to the reggae rhythm" test first. What make you think anywhere open? Curfew, me brother. Everywhere under heavy manners. Come on. In funky Kingston, not even curfew puts this city on lockdown. You looking for trouble? Nah. Running away from it, most likely. Wasn't asking no question. Ha! So come on. Somewhere must be jumping, curfew or no curfew. You're telling me all of this city is locked up tight? On a Friday night? That's some crazy jive, mister. Friday morning. He looks me down again. I'm tempted to say, yeah, bud, I only look like a stupid tourist. Jump in and let's see what we can find, he said. We're gonna have to stay off main road so Babylon don't stop we. Rock and roll. That's what you're going to see when you see these roads, he says. I want to say that, buddy, I've been to Rosetown, but that's just white people mistake number 10. Being proud about visiting somewhere Jamaicans would never be proud to visit. He took me to the Turntable Club up Red Hills Road, another one of those streets that the hotel concierge gives a strict time limit on how long a person of Caucasioid extraction, her words, not mine, swear to God, should consider himself safe. We passed a line of boys roasting chicken in oil drums with the smoke hazing straight across the road. Men and women sitting in cars, standing by the roadside, eating pan chicken and soft white bread, closing their eyes with big grins, as if nobody should be getting this kind of bliss at 3 a.m. Seems nobody here heard there's a curfew. Funny that we should end up at the Turntable Club. Because the last time I was here, I was trailing Mick Jagger. Dude was going batshit crazy over all the stone-ass foxes in the club, and all his favorite color, black. The driver asks me if I've ever been to Turntable, and as much as I don't want to be a smartass, I hate when they think I'm just some ignorant cracker. Breezed through a couple times. Hey, whatever happened to Top Hat? And didn't Tit for Tat used to be just down the street? Saw some dude get fucking clobbered for hitting up some pot in the bathroom. Bud, just between me and you, I always like Neptune better. Turntable gets too mellow, man. And they play too much fucking disco. He spent so much time staring me down in the rearview mirror that it's a wonder we didn't crash. You know your Kingston, he says. And it weirds me out. I never even liked Neptune and was only guessing at Top Hat. I could have sworn it was called Tip Top. Without Mick or Keith detail, the Turntable Club became just any other club with too much red light. Thick with people like this curfew was somebody else's business, not theirs. I got a beer and somebody tapped my shoulder. I go and keep talking to you while you try your hardest to remember my name, she said. You always such a smartass? No, just making it easy for you. Whole heap of black women in here. Give yourself some more credit. I give myself plenty credit. You, on the other hand, you buying me a Heineken? Or what? And so it goes. I wake up before the sun comes out and she's in the bed beside me, not snoring, but breathing heavy. I wonder if this is how every Jamaican breathes. You know, just out of pressure or necessity. Can't remember when she wrapped herself into the covers tight, like I did something that she doesn't want me to do again. I want to wake her up and go, sweetie, I know the deal with Jamaican women. Hell, with any foreign women. They have to take the lead, and it's cool city, really. Pete from Cream landed in jail 2 years back when a Bermuda groupie started screaming rape because, according to him, he only suggested they French fuck. I remembered her. Jamaican girl who said she went to Brooklyn whenever she wanted to experience ghetto life. I remember that made me laugh out loud. Dark, dark skin, straight hair, and voice that's never tender, ever. Of course, we slept together that night. Both of us were at the Super Soul concert being bored by the Temptations trying to phone it in, and neither of us was having any fun. Truth be told, I was happy to see her at the turntable. It had been a year. "Figured out the name yet?" she said as we went back to the taxi that I didn't know waited for me. The driver nodded, but I couldn't tell if it was in approval. "Me say, if you remember my name yet?" "No, but you look an awful lot like a girl I know named Aisha." "Driver, is which hotel him stayin'?" "Skyline, miss." "Oh, clean sheets then." She's fast asleep in bed, and I'm totally naked and looking at my belly in the mirror. When did it get so soft? Mick Jagger never gets a belly. I turn on the radio, and the Prime Minister just announced a general election in 2 weeks. Damn, that's hard to core right there. I wonder what the singer thinks. If the government set him up to piggyback on the good vibes from his upcoming concert. What else could it have been? Third world leaders kind of revel in a sort of obviousness, I hear. It just seems so awfully convenient. I'm supposed to have lunch, or rather, coffee, with Mark Lansing. Ran into him in the Pegasus Hotel lobby last night after another power cut. Went downstairs looking for smokes, but the gift shop was already closed, so I walked over to the Pegasus, and who should I see in the lobby like he was just waiting for somebody to see him? "How'd the Antonioni shoot go?" I said, and he snickered twice, not sure if he should answer or find it funny. "Too busy with my own stuff, though there has been offers," he says. I'd ask Mark Lansing what he thinks about this sudden election announcement, but he'd be so stunned that I asked him a serious question about politics that he'll just give me a shitty answer and ask why do I need to know, since I only write for a music magazine, the same one he once said he read every week. At some point, I must have mentioned how much I've been trying to get 30 minutes with the singer, or he must have heard from someone because now he felt that I needed something from him. I remember it. Him saying the exact words, "Poor guy, maybe there is something I can do for you." I did not tell this asshole to go fuck himself because, funnily, in that one split second, I felt sorry for him. Loser has been waiting to have something over somebody for years. Now I'm having lunch with him later so he can tell me how frickin' awesome he is for getting to film the singer with his expensive camera, and he'll use the word frickin'. He told me it was expensive, but never told me the brand, thinking I wouldn't know anyway. Fucking idiot probably went to bed with a stupid grin on his face, saying to himself, "Look at me, motherfucker. I'm finally cooler than you." I need to get me some coffee real quick before I start to totally spaz out and freak the fuck out of Aisha. She's still asleep.
Papalo. People like me love to talk. Everybody know that. Me par with the singer because he love to talk too. Even when he pick up the guitar and making ism rhyme with schism, he still talking. And even when he rhyming ism with schism, he still expect you to talk back. For his conversation we're having, people. The reggae is nothing more than a man talking, reasoning with another man, conversating to and fro, as I would say. But check this. Some man don't talk. And just as how man who love to talk par with man who also love to talk, man who keep quiet par with man who keep quiet, man who keep secret par with man who keep secret. You go to certain party, certain meeting, and you see Josie Wales go up to certain man, or they go up to him, and together they keep quiet. But last night was a hot night with no moon, and today barely born. Me sleep for 1 hour and wake up with restlessness in the spirit. For too long now, way too long, something trap up in my head that must come down out my mouth. If I was a writing man, it would have come down on the paper. If I was a Catholic, it would come out all over the confession booth. My woman gone to the kitchen to boil tea and cook corn, pork, and yam. She know what me like, and laugh when me cuss her out about her donkey hee-hawing in the night. You don't complain when me make all the sound in the night, she say, and take her jiggly backside to the kitchen. I slap it before she gone far, and she look at me and say, mind me tell you, singing friend, that you still eating pork pon the quiet. For a second I think she mean it. Then she laugh and walk off singing, girl, I've got a date. Some man never get the woman who cure them from looking for other woman. But even she can't do nothing about the restlessness in the spirit. She can make the food sweeter and rub my head down softer. And she know when to tell the man them don't come round the house today. But she know there be nothing she can do or say to put the spirit at ease. Maybe because it's December. After all, only when we come to Revelation that we take stock of Genesis, right? Going to December make me think about January. And not just because the PNP fucked up the country. Everybody know that communists done infiltrate Jamaica. More and more Cubans coming here, but nobody know that more and more Jamaicans going there. And when they come back, they can work an AK-47 like them born to control it. True thing, a school getting built over in St. Catherine and not one man on the job speak English. Then before even God can say, but wait a minute, is what is? Every doctor in the hospital now named Ernesto and Pablo. But January takes something from me and give it to Josie Wales. And right now, everybody know. Early in December, before he give we any work or any money or any goodwill package for Christmas, Peter Nasser give me a message. He said, tell you people that come this season and afterwards to boil more banana and roast more yam, fry more potato and dig up more dasheen, but forget dumpling or fritters or cake or anything that need flour. I don't even notice what he said too good. Don't even remember passing on the message to the community or even how it spread, unless me did tell me woman. December 30th was the first one. January 2nd end with 3 more. Then, on January 22nd, God leaves St. Thomas. 13 people, family and friend, start have headache, fits, vomiting, and a few go blind. They shit and couldn't stop shit. They faint and wake up and faint and shake like God striking each of them with lightning. And even after them dead, they couldn't stop shit and shake. All of them dead the same day from the same lunch. Rumor burst open like polio in 1964. And many man and woman lock up themselves cause they're frightened. It in the flour, it in the flour, it in the flour, they say. The flour have death right in it, and death make a mark on 17 people's heart. The next day, the health minister said that the counter flour that come over to Jamaica on a German ship did poison with a plant killer they call mother-in-law poison. But Jamaica know the poison. We ban it from before Ocean's 11. Peter Nasser show himself in January. Again, he come hug me, but asked Josie Wales how the car working with a new battery. And me wonder how that becoming business. But he talked to me in way he don't talk to Josie Wales. Telling me about how IMF should really stand for his manly fault. He can't save the country, can't protect it, can't even control it. Funny how he talked to Josie Wales about car battery and girl and invite him to shoot clay pigeon on Tuesday, but he talked to me about politics. Me tell Josie Wales and Chinaman and Weeper and more that some white businessman and politician was coming down to get convinced that the Prime Minister can run the country. By the time we done, them shouldn't even believe he can run Kingston. Me never need convincing. PNP never do nothing for anybody but the PNP. It's JLP that come to the ghetto without we having to beg first. Come in the 50s, when me reach as far as me going with school and turn the nasty shit run place into building like them building on Good Times TV show. Then they build Copenhagen City, and for the first time in my mother life, she bathed in private. Them talk they talk, but it's not PNP come to the ghetto. They only come after Copenhagen City bill and set up some hurry-come-up piece of shit place that called the 8 lanes. They pack them little lanes with nothing but PNP people to antagonize we. But any fool can shoot. But who win West Kingston win Kingston. And who win Kingston win Jamaica. And in 1974, the PNP unleashed 2 beasts from outer jungle. A man called Buntin Banton and another named Dishrag. PNP was never going to win West Kingston, a fact then and a fact now. So they pull a Jim Screechy. They create a whole new district and call it Central Kingston and pile the people in it. Who they have run it? Buntin Banton and Dishrag. Before them two, war in the ghetto was a war of knife. They gang did number 30 strong, cutting through Kingston on red and black motorcycle, buzzing like an army of bees. When the Buntin Bantan Dishrag gang attack we at a funeral, me know right there that the game done have new rule now. People think it way past the time when anybody can remember who start things first. But don't get the history of the ghetto twist up, decent people. Buntin Bantan and Dishrag started first. And when PNP win the 1972 election, all hell break loose. First, they drive we out of the jobs we get only 4 years before. Then them 2 boys start drive we out of town, like we is varmint and they is Wyatt Earp. They even attack their own, chopping up union man connected to their own party because he tell workers to go on strike. Then near this time last year, a white van pull up outside JLP headquarters on Retirement Road and just stop. The van blocked the view, so they come out of nowhere, attack of the killer bees, Bantan Dishrag gang buzzing in on them bike. They mash up furniture, tear up documents, kick up man, beat up woman, rape 2, then leave. And here's the thing. During the whole time, not one of them say a single word. But the gang was nothing but coward. They never dare come to Copenhagen City, never touch the head. So they chop the fingers and toes and keep chopping up until I tell Peter Nasser that it's time for this sleeping giant to wake up. When we're done with them, lane number 6 burn down and every woman start bawl because they never have to scoop brain back into a dead son head before. When we're done with lane number 7, the only thing left that could move was Lizard. But them 2 start to think they run the PNP. The party take them on trip to Cuba. Dishrag, who get the name because him was a Rastafarian and him dreadlocks look ragged, land in Cuba and gone to party with Fidel Castro himself. Nobody never tell the brethren that the national dish was pork. He lose him temper like he was Jesus in the temple that day the Jews turn it into market. He kick over even Castro table. Dishrag turn into a problem for him own party. That's when a man call a man who call priest, the only man allowed to walk in both JLP and PNP territory, and priest call me. Me go after that pussy hole myself. Tell Chinaman just go to Stanton Bar, quiet like, and head wherever the girls them running from, cussing and clutching their batty or titty or pum pum. Chinaman skill enough to put away a boy with 1 shot. So when he walk up behind him and say, "Yow, pussy hole," and fire in the back of him head, the woman them round him table didn't even scream until the 3rd shot go in. This one through the same hole the first one make and blood splatter all over them. After 6 shot, Chinaman disappear like an afterthought. Then, in March 1975, Shatta Sheriff drop a message in a church lady Bible where Buntin Bantan was going to be. Right out on Darling Street, on him way to check on him woman, just 3 more blocks from the sea, Josie and foreman draw down right beside him car and shower the pussy hole until even the car engine dead. Buntin Banton funeral was the biggest thing. Word was that 20,000 people go. I don't know about that number, but I do know that the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, and the Minister of Labour all go. But that was 1975, and this be December 1976. And 1 year might as well be one different century. Because every man who fight monster become a monster too. And there be at least one woman in Kingston who think me is the killer of all things named Hope. People think me lose it because it bother me that me killed a schoolboy by mistake, but don't realize that me losing it because it's supposed to bother me, but don't. But now my woman calling me, saying, "Bigger boss, come eat your food."
This ends Disc 5.